I won't be dissuaded by the 35 people who walked out because of my offensive military haircut. So at some stage in your high school career, you were asked by a teacher, what do you want to do with your future? And for me, from the age of about 12 or 13, I just wanted to be a soldier. And I know there's a few veterans in the room here tonight, and we know what it means to actually serve. It's just something that kind of bites into your soul and you just have to do. So around the world, we have about 25 million active serving members and veterans in the Western world. And it's just people like you and I. We decided to put on a uniform in defence of a big idea and risk life and limb defending that idea. It's pretty simple, but it's dangerous, but that's the job. Now, what we don't talk about enough, though, is the burden of that service. So in Australia alone, 46% of us who leave service, whether we saw combat or not, are leaving with some form of mental injury or disorder. So I have PTSD from my service. And so I'm scared shitless right now. This is very stressful for me, but I have to get up here and tell this story because it needs to be told. The impact of that 46% is, in the Western world, we experience 10,000 veteran deaths every year. In Australia, it's 1 every 4 days. In America, it's 1 every hour. And at Christmas time, it's 3 times that. As a veteran, and knowing fellow veterans in the room, I'm just bloody sick of burying mates because we aren't doing enough, because we don't support guys and girls after they get out. But what's even worse, that number there, for every one of those guys that takes their life, 10 to 15 have tried to or planned to. I know this because that's my story. So January last year, I'm a combat engineer and peacekeeper. So in spectacular fashion, I exploded my marriage because of my PTSD being untreated, because I was too gutless to ask for help. I drank 5 bottles of vodka in 5 days and stood on the edge of a 7-story building trying to work out if the drop would kill me. And I was so rudely interrupted by a text. And that text saved my life. It was a mate just reaching out because he hadn't seen me on social media. He knew I was having a bloody hard time. And that was enough to intervene and stop me from jumping. Sadly, 84 guys last year lost their lives because they didn't have someone intervene at that critical point. So I came up with the idea for Overwatch over the ensuing months after dealing with a few therapists. And the idea is to launch a smartwatch app that sits on smartwatches and tracks biometric data and lifestyle data and social intent and alerts you when we start seeing that you're going towards an anxious state. And here's how it works. I was going to jump off stage and show you, but I won't because Ben said I can't. The app actually alerts you when it starts seeing biometric signatures that are dangerous. The first thing it's going to do is actually take you through a breathing exercise. We call it box breathing. It's how we learn to shoot. If it's more critical, it can alert emergency services in real time. And one of the things that veterans do really well with each other is we share our pain. So if you so choose, when you sign up for the app, we can ping your mates in real time and say, hey, Chris is in trouble, give him a call. And that can be enough in a lot of cases. And the important thing is biometrics and smart wearable devices is such a new space that we've built in machine learning. So the idea is after each incident, we're going to ask you, was that a real threat? Were you playing Xbox? Were you watching 50 Shades of Grey? Were you playing footy? Okay, Rambo's better. And so the device can learn from you. But the idea and the issue is bigger than that. So Beyond Blue said 2 million Australians are living with anxiety on a regular basis. And this is impacting their families, their relationships, their ability to work. On top of that, the World Health Organization says that depression is going to be the 2nd leading cause of disease by 2020, which just blows my mind because what that's leading to is 800,000 suicides a year. Now, if we extrapolate that number out to the same with veterans, that we just imagine that 10 people have planned to or tried to kill themselves, that's a phenomenally ugly number that we can fix. So I do take a moment. I've just bummed everyone out really badly. I'm very much aware of that. I'm sorry about that, but it has to be said. There's a lot of good work going on. There are 5,500 service organisations in Australia, of which I'm one, helping veterans and their families. There's some great apps out there that are doing great stuff. They're actually really good content. But what they're all focused on is you having the presence of mind to pick up that app and calm yourself down. Where our secret sauce is intervention. We're going to stop you before you even know you're going to spiral, before you do something dangerous. That's the whole goal of my business. So how big is the opportunity? There are 150 million smartwatches out there on the planet right now that we could put the app onto. We expect to sell 35 million this year, and that will increase to 50 million smartwatch sales by 2020. Our business model is simple. It's freemium. Give away the app to everyone for free right from day one. I want it on everyone's wrist if it's going to help you and your family. And then for the 3 to 5% that actually want extra content that's going to help them calm, use entrainment exercises and extra content that's going to just help you be more balanced, great. It's a big business if we do it right. The traction so far has been amazing. As Ben said, I've done a lot of traveling. I've done 80,000 kilometers in the air in the past 3 months. I'm actually 25, I look 46. We've sat down with everyone from the Pentagon to the VA and a bunch of bodies in Australia like the RSL to actually get the partnerships in market so we can reach these guys and girls. Very proud to announce tonight 2 things. So we've just partnered with University of Southern Queensland and UNSW to plan, research and develop the world's first digital dog tag. It'll have multiple sensors and it will actually track anxiety before the body even actually recognises it, the person knows it. So heart rate variability, breathing, body temperature and movement. And it'll be taken to market and tested by our 2 favourite partners, 2 of Australia's most respected brands, Woolworths and HCF. So thank you very much. I appreciate the support. Now, as a solo founder, this is just such a challenging journey, but I have a great advisory board, many of whom are sitting here tonight, and thank you very much, guys and girls. But one person I wanted to call out is Professor Jane Burns from UNSW, who's launched one of the largest CRCs around e-health for young people, and she's been guiding me on reaching out to the Minister for Veteran Affairs to get this funded so we can go at scale fast. And the last point, if anyone knows Elon Musk-like CTO who has biometric experience, please send them my way. I cannot find one. And I can't be that hard to work with. So I'm sitting here, hat in hand, very openly asking for money. We're halfway to raising the 500K we need for the next 12 months. I want a CTO sitting at a desk as soon as humanly possible. We want to be live on App Store and Android by the end of the year. We've got big targets we can chase, but they're all doable. I've done the financial modelling with PwC and a bunch of really smart people, so we can do this. And we'd love to have the support, whether it's money, connections, or partners in market for distribution. I'm going to close on this. Now, this is a phrase I really believe in. It's tattooed on my body. That's how much I believe in it. Soldiers join because Australia's the most requested peacekeepers in the world because we're peaceful and we think first before we shoot. And I think that's one of the best things is because saving lives is what we're all about. Now, we've got good technology, we've got a good plan, we've got awesome partnerships. But if you want to be part of our journey in saving lives, because that's literally my job, please come and speak to us after. Thanks very much.